it's Dan the plumber, and today I'm going to show you guys how to install a kitchen faucet. Today I have a Moen, and this is a Basin model, real good one. You can either use it as a single hole or with the whole plate, and what that means is if you've got 3-hole sink, you can use the plate to cover all 3 holes, but today what I'm going to do is just use it as a single hole application, so it just is the one hole here without the plate. You can do it either way. Alright, so the tools we're going to use today are 2 crescent wrenches or open-ended adjustable wrenches, 1 screwdriver, and the tool that Moen supplies right here, this little plastic guy. That's it. Alright, so here we go. Take the whole faucet. For the single hole application, we'll use the single hole little thing there as opposed to the 3-hole cover. I'm not going to be using this one today. So we'll take this one, and they've got some little tiny grooves in there. That side will go up. And it fits in there nicely. It just helps, prevent water from going underneath your kitchen sink. The flex connector's down, shank down, and it says Moen right there. You want to get that nice and straight, and the lever's on the right hand side. I suppose you could switch it around, but this is the way it's made. So that's the first step. Then we'll leave that there. Next 2 things, it's going to be this little washer and the nut to hold it in place from underneath the kitchen sink here. I don't know if you can get in here, but basically this will go up and then the nut will lock it in place. Okay, so once you've got this thing pretty well hand tight on there, I like to go back up top and check that this is still straight. See, I moved it from center a little bit. So I'll readjust that. Then I will get the tool they supply in the box. Moen gives you this tool. They make it real easy, so you don't have to use a special wrench, which is called a Basin wrench, that a lot of homeowners don't have. I'm a plumber, I have a Basin wrench, and this just allows you to get certain angles from underneath. But you don't need that. Moen gives you this little tool, just plastic, throw away. And the way that works, is you slide it up on the shank and you tighten that nut as much as you can with your hand, and then there's 2 holes in here. You take your screwdriver, you put it in the holes, and you turn to get a little tighter, like that. You could also use maybe channel locks, but this works just fine. And I've got it pretty tight right there. So I'll take that off and I'll check one more time that I'm still straight up above. Which I'm not. And I don't like this either. This has come off center a little bit. So I'm going to loosen it up and try again. Okay, so I'm going to try and get this faucet centered. This time I'm going to put a little downward pressure, just a little bit, on these flex connectors. Don't pull it too tight. I'm just trying to keep that faucet above from, keep it in place. With one person it's a little tricky, two people very easy. So I've got it nice and hand tight again, and I'll torque it down with my screwdriver. Okay, next step is simply putting this plastic nut on the same shank, the brass shank of the faucet underneath, and all this is a protector for the hose to slide in and out of, because the brass shank is kind of sharp. So we'll get that on. Like this. It only goes one way. You can see it doesn't fit this way. It does fit this way, and that can probably be hand tight. It just bottoms out right there. So it's just a nice sleeve for the hose to go in and out of. Okay, so the next step is to get the flex connectors on the angle stops. And what that is, these guys that come with the faucet, they're attached to the faucet. And there's the one that's labeled hot, that's the hot side right there. You can see it. Hot's always on the left, cold's on the right. Maybe not always, but it should be. Okay, so the problem here is our angle stops are 1/2 inch. The flex connectors on the hose are 3/8 inch. This is happening more and more. Faucets are coming with 3/8 inch outlets. I don't know why, but more and more it's happening. Instead of changing the whole angle stop to a 3/8 angle stop, I'm going to show you what you can do. If you look right here, I bought from Home Depot or any hardware store a 1/2 inch by 3/8 brass adapter, 2 of those. And so what I'm going to do is put a 1/2 inch flex connector on my angle stop there, screw it down with a wrench on that side, and then I'll put my adapter, I'll screw it in with a wrench. Actually need 2 wrenches to get that nice and tight, and then the 3/8 on the top. So it'll look like something like that and that when it's done. Okay, so if you take a look over here, I've already got one together, the 2 flex connectors I was speaking of. So this is the flex connector, the 3/8 that's attached with the faucet. I put my brass adapter on there, and this is my 1/2 inch flex connector, and it goes straight into the angle stop. So that's what it'll look like when you're done. And once again, this is only if you have 1/2 inch angle stops and not 3/8, but all faucets are different. This is I'm just showing you, an idea of giving you an idea of how to put together the kitchen faucet. Some of these come in 1/2 inch still, so you may not have this problem. You need to check it out. But if you do have the problem, I'll show you real quick how to solve it. Okay, so I'll put my 3/8 adapter end on first. I'll go hand tight, and then back it up with a second wrench. And you don't have to go too tight on these. Something like that'll do. Just so the rubber kind of squishes down. Over tightening it will make it leak. That's the one in. Then I'll put my flex connector on the angle stop. This is the 1/2 inch. Tighten that guy hand tight, just a little more of the wrench.
do. And very simply, attach the two together. And I'm going to back it up for the last little tightening right on that brass fitting there.
Okay, so here we go with the hose. Comes in the box just like this with a plastic cover. Unravel it. Feed it through the faucet. Come down here. You see the tip. That tip we don't need. Throw it away.
And underneath, I don't know if you guys can see, there's this part attached to the faucet, the black part, and there's a clip type thing, that white part. You shove this in until it seats or until it can't be pushed any further. Very simply, with your finger only, click it in so you can see it on the other side that it's locked in. And you can give a little tiny pull on it to see if it's in there. In there. They make it real simple.
Okay, so next in the box they give you this weight. And this is weight, all this is it makes the hose retractable. So when you pull on this hose, right now it doesn't go back down. You've got to feed it. So it's just a weight that'll force it back down. And they make these real nice nowadays. It's just a simple thing that clicks together like that. They used to make 4 screws or 2 screws, and you had to sit there and screw it, and it was real hard to do. Moen, they're doing it right. I got this thing, and I'm going to show you where it goes. If you look up in here, this is the part of the hose up in there that goes up and down and is retractable. They've even labeled, I think, right here where it should go. And it should go anywhere. This side, this is the halfway mark where it goes up. Anywhere in here is a good place to put it. But I think they labeled it, so let's just simply get it in the grooves there, close it, snap it together, done deal. Now that the weight is in, I'm going to come up above and check it. And I see it stops there because where I put the weight. And it's, for me, just a little short. I like to have a little more hose so I can get in there and wash everything. So I'm going to readjust this weight. And I'm going to put it down just a little bit further this time to give me another, just a couple more inches. And I'll recheck. And that's a little bit better. Just gives me a little more room. Okay. So the next step now is to get your angle stops on. And when you're doing this, you want to be real careful you don't have leaks. So let's do one at a time, making sure the faucet is in the off position. So I'll turn one side on, turn my cold side on, and I'll check everywhere where I've connected for water. You know, with my eyes, and I'll actually even touch it. Sometimes my eyes can't see just a tiny little drip that I have here and here. But today that side looks okay. And I'll go back to the other side. Test for leaks. And we're good. So the next step is to flush any debris out of the faucet. Before you put the head on, they want you to flush it. So our angle stops are on. In this case, I don't have any drains yet. This is a remodel, and they're just not in yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a 5-gallon bucket, and I'll flush hot and cold. flushed all the debris out of the line, we're going to do the last and final step, putting the head on. It comes with this little protective cap. Throw it away and just screw that baby on there. And go hand tight, and just, there's 2 little notches on here, one there and one there for your open-ended adjustable wrench. You'll back it up with your hand and just a little tighter, not much. We'll check for leaks around here. I don't see any. I think we're good. Okay, the faucet's in. Pretty easy to do yourself. And this is will show you, it's not just for this Moen faucet. This will show you guys how to put in any kitchen faucet or any bathroom faucet for that matter. It's almost the same ideas. So this Moen faucet actually comes with a label, and it just shows the faucet number. Keep this, put it on underneath your sink here somewhere, anywhere where it's convenient, where you'll see it. So next time when you have to change the cartridge in here, you'll know exactly what model number it is, and it'll make it real easy for you guys or your plumber to change next. That's it. Thank you guys for watching, and please subscribe and leave a comment below.